Now everybody knows the PlayStation Vita is a really expensive console to collect for, especially in 2022. However, I do think a lot of people think PlayStation Vita games are actually more expensive than they are. The thing about PS Vita games is that their average price holds pretty high. But when you look at the entire library available, there aren't that many really expensive PS Vita games, unless you're looking at really obscure ones like Arno Surge Plus. Here in the UK, if you check out CEX, you'll see that the most expensive PS Vita game goes for on average around about £95. And there is a vast amount of the library that sits under the £20 mark. And within that £20 mark are some absolutely fantastic must-have PS Vita games. So today I thought I would go through 10 of the absolute essential must-have PS Vita games that sit under the £20 mark. And for any viewers outside of the UK, these will be relatively cheap games to get into your collection. If you love everything in the world of gaming, from modern to retro, and have a particular soft spot for handheld and portable gaming, then you are in the right place, because here on the Chronik Spartan show, we love everything about the world of gaming, and we have a particular soft spot for handheld and portable gaming too. If that sounds like your kind of thing, then hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on future content. Now I'm going to go through these in no particular order, but these are 10 of the most essential games to have in your PS Vita collection, and they are really cheap, relatively speaking. First up, we have the stunning Killzone Mercenary, one of the best games on the console and the best first-person shooter on the console as well. This was a first-person shooter that really showed the AAA qualities of the PS Vita, and Killzone Mercenary is still relatively cheap to get right now, thanks to the fact that it sold pretty well with the PS Vita was still being supported by Sony. And most of the games on this list will fall into that category, some of the best selling games on the PS Vita. And that's because they're some of the best games on the PS Vita, and you can still get them really cheap. Next up, we have Little Big Planet Vita, and also you can get Little Big Planet Vita, the Marvel version as well. Both of these titles go for approximately the same price, and another fantastic video game experience on your PlayStation Vita. Anybody who loves that traditional platforming and the ability to create your own levels will absolutely love Little Big Planet, and an absolutely essential title to get into your PS Vita collection. Next up, the absolutely classic Uncharted Golden Abyss. Uncharted in the palm of your hand, and this remains one of the exclusives on the PS Vita. This game still has not been ported anywhere else. And the best thing is, this game is really cheap to get into your PS Vita collection, and one of the best experiences you can have. This truly shows the capabilities of the Vita. This game was designed to do that, to show those capabilities, and it comes with all the amazing gameplay of the Uncharted series. Next up, Mortal Kombat, and this is one of the best versions of this game. The reboot of Mortal Kombat, adding in a lot more story elements to the game, is an absolute pleasure to play in the palm of your hand. And although this one for me was quite difficult to track down, it wasn't due to the price. I think I got this one for around about £15, and it still is around about that price right now. Mortal Kombat is an absolutely amazing game and one of the best fighters on the PS Vita. Next up, we have Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, a spin-off of the Arkham series, and an absolutely fantastic game on the PS Vita. This is also available on the 3DS, but personally I think the PS Vita is the definitive version to have, and another fantastic game to get into your PS Vita collection for a really cheap price. Next up, fans of tactical RPGs will be familiar with the Gaia series, and you can get Gaia IV on the PS Vita for an absolutely stunning price. Widely known as one of the best tactical RPG series available, the Gaia series has a strong fan base, and that's because of its solid and pure gameplay, the type of gameplay that works perfectly in the palm of your hand. And once again, this is not going to break the bank, helping you build a solid PS Vita collection for nowhere near as much as people would think it would cost. Next up, we have the stunning Wipeout 2048. And what an amazing game this is. The Wipeout series is just absolutely amazing in and of itself, starting on the PS1 and continuing through all the Sony generations. But the Wipeout series feels right at home in the palm of your hand. There's something so beautiful about this game, about the way it looks and about the way it plays. It is so smooth. And as far as I know, the PS Vita is the only place you can play this game. One of the best races available on any handheld system, Wipeout 2048, and it will not break the bank. An absolute personal favorite of mine, Everybody's Golf. Everybody's Golf on the PS Vita is one of the best installments in the series, and Everybody's Golf has been fantastic since the PlayStation 1 generation. And this is the same version that you can get on the PS4, but this is just perfect in the palm of your hand. Great for that pick up and go style of gameplay. And out of all the games in my PS Vita collection, this is probably the one I have played the most. And it is a game that I continue to keep going back to because it's just so much fun. It It looks gorgeous and it plays brilliantly. Another Sony IP and a game that truly shows the PS Vita capabilities, Teraway. Now Teraway was designed specifically for the PS Vita and it has been ported to the PS4, but it's slightly different. You aren't going to get this version anywhere else. Teraway is designed by the studio that created Little Big Planet, and they brought all their amazing and ingenious ideas straight into this game. And Teraway, along with Uncharted, are two of the best games to show off the capabilities of the PS Vita console. Teraway is an absolutely stunning and wonderful game that you need to get in your PS Vita collection, and no PS Vita game list would be complete without a visual novel. And we have Root Letter, one of the best and most unique visual novels available on the console. And unlike other visual novels on the console, Root Letter hasn't gotten to a crazy and ridiculous price. Now, I'm not too sure how well this sold, but one thing I do know is that it is a fantastic game, a really interesting and mysterious game to get you hooked into the story of a visual novel. Root Letter is a fantastic game, and even for people who aren't big fans of visual novels, I definitely recommend you get this in your PS Vita collection. After having put a lot of effort into collecting for the PS Vita over the past couple of years, I realized a lot of people think, and I used to think as well, that PS Vita collecting is really expensive. But the reality is it doesn't need to be expensive. If you want to go for those high price games, of course, yeah, it's going to break the bank. But you can build up a solid, amazing library of video games for your PS Vita for nowhere near as much as you would think, and these are just 10 of those games. There are even more to discuss. And if you've enjoyed this episode and you want to find out about more games, then let me know, because I've got a list ready to go right now. If you want that episode to come out, then let me know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss it, then hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.